You won't believe what just went down backstage at Friday Night SmackDown. The Vision just absolutely demolished Paul Heyman in the most brutal backstage assault we've seen in years, and Roman Reigns? Oh, the tribal chief has officially lost his mind. What we're about to show you is going to shake the entire wrestling world to its core, and if you think you know where this story is heading, you're dead wrong. This isn't just drama, this is nuclear warfare in WWE. Before we get into the absolute chaos that unfolded, let me ask you this question, and I want you to drop your answer in the comments right now. Who do you think attacked Paul Heyman first when he joined the Bloodline? Was it Jey Uso, Solo Psycho, or someone else entirely? Drop your answer below because 90% of you are going to get this wrong. So here's what happened, and I'm telling you, this is the kind of stuff that WWE doesn't want you talking about, but we're bringing you all the details here at Wrestling Zone Insider because we don't hide anything from you. According to multiple sources backstage, The Vision, who has been teasing this attack for weeks, finally made his move, and he didn't just go after Paul Heyman with a little shove or a slap. No. We're talking about a full-scale destruction that left Heyman blooded, battered, and medical staff rushing to the scene like their lives depended on it. Eyewitnesses backstage are saying that the Vision was waiting in the shadows near Heyman's private office, and the moment Paul stepped out to grab his usual espresso, boom. The Vision came out of nowhere like a freight train. We're hearing reports of multiple chair shots, equipment being thrown, and Heyman's signature expensive suit completely ripped to shreds. One crew member who witnessed the attack said, and I quote, "It looked like something out of a horror movie. The Vision was possessed, and Heyman didn't stand a chance." Now here's the part that's going to blow your mind, and this is where things get really interesting. Roman Reigns was in a production meeting with WWE officials discussing upcoming storylines when someone burst through the door screaming that Paul Heyman was being attacked. And what did Roman do? The tribal chief exploded out of that room like a man possessed, flipping tables, shoving producers out of his way, and according to sources, he was screaming at the top of his lungs, "Where is he? I'll kill him. I'll end his career." But wait, there's more. By the time Roman got to the scene, the Vision was already gone. He vanished into thin air like some kind of wrestling phantom, leaving behind nothing but destruction and a barely conscious Paul Heyman lying in a pool of what witnesses described as genuine concern for his well-being. Roman, in a fit of absolute rage, started tearing apart the backstage area, throwing production equipment, punching walls, and demanding answers from everyone within earshot. Here's a trivia question for the real wrestling fans out there, and I want you to prove your knowledge in the comments. What year did Paul Heyman first manage Roman Reigns? Drop your answer below and let's see who the true Bloodline historians are. Now, we have a quick request for you. We are constantly working to improve our content to earn your love and support. That's why we would truly appreciate it if you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update here on Wrestling Zone Insider. So what does this mean for the Bloodline? What does this mean for Roman Reigns' championship aspirations? And more importantly, why did the Vision target Paul Heyman specifically? Well, if you've been following our coverage here at Wrestling Zone Insider, you'd know that we've been reporting on tension between the Vision and the Bloodline for the past several weeks. But nobody, and I mean nobody, expected it to escalate to this level of violence this quickly. According to backstage sources who spoke to us on condition of anonymity because they are legitimately afraid of Roman's reaction, the Vision has been planning this attack for over a month. He's been studying Heyman's schedule, learning his routines, figuring out when he'd be most vulnerable. This wasn't some spontaneous attack driven by emotion. This was calculated. This was premeditated. This was the Vision making a statement that he's not just coming for the Bloodline, he's coming to dismantle everything they've built from the inside out. But here's where it gets even more insane. We're hearing from multiple sources that WWE officials are absolutely furious with the Vision for going into business for himself. There are reports that Vince's inner circle, the people still pulling strings behind the scenes, are considering serious consequences for the Vision's actions. We're talking potential suspension, we're talking potential release, we're talking about the Vision possibly being erased from WWE television entirely. However, and this is the crazy part, there's another faction within WWE management that's apparently loving this. They see the Vision as the future, as someone who's willing to take risks and create moments that get people talking. They believe this attack on Paul Heyman is going to generate massive buzz, increase ratings, and potentially set up one of the biggest WrestleMania matches in history. Let me hit you with another trivia question while your blood is still boiling from this insanity. How many times has Roman Reigns successfully defended the undisputed WWE Universal Championship? Get your calculators out and drop your best guess in the comment section. Now let's talk about Roman Reigns' reaction because this is what's really going to determine where this storyline goes. Sources are telling us that Roman is demanding, not asking, demanding that Triple H give him a one-on-one, no disqualification match with the Vision at the next pay-per-view event. Roman isn't interested in rules, he isn't interested in referee discretion, he wants pure violence. He wants to make the Vision regret ever stepping foot in a WWE ring. But here's the problem, and this is something that WWE management is apparently very concerned about. What if the Vision wins? What if this relative newcomer, this young upstart who just attacked the most important advocate in modern wrestling history, actually manages to defeat the tribal chief in singles competition? The implications would be massive. It would completely shift the power dynamic in WWE. It would prove that the Bloodline isn't invincible. It would open the floodgates for every other superstar on the roster to start taking shots at Roman's empire. And speaking of the Bloodline, where were Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and the rest of the family during this attack? That's the question everyone is asking. Were they deliberately kept away from the scene? Was this part of a larger conspiracy within the Bloodline itself? Some people backstage are whispering that maybe, just maybe, certain members of the Bloodline are getting tired of Roman's tyrannical leadership style and they allowed this attack to happen as a message to the tribal chief that he's not as untouchable as he thinks. Now, we're also hearing reports about Paul Heyman's condition, and folks, it's not good. Medical staff evaluated him immediately after the attack, and while we don't have official confirmation yet, sources are indicating that Heyman may have suffered multiple contusions, possibly a concussion, and there's even talk of broken ribs. If these reports are accurate, we could be looking at Paul Heyman being out of action for several weeks, possibly even months. Can you imagine WWE television without Paul Heyman? Can you imagine Roman Reigns cutting promos without his special counsel by his side? The entire dynamic of SmackDown would change overnight. And that might be exactly what the Vision wanted. By taking out Heyman, he's not just attacking Roman's advocate, he's attacking Roman's voice, his strategist, his most trusted advisor. This is psychological warfare at its finest. Quick trivia time because I want to test your real wrestling knowledge. What was the name of Paul Heyman's original wrestling promotion before he joined WWE? If you know this answer, you're a legend, so drop it in the comments and earn your respect. Let's talk about what happens next because the next few episodes of SmackDown are going to be absolutely insane. WWE is reportedly planning a massive segment where Roman Reigns addresses the entire WWE Universe about what happened to Paul Heyman. We're hearing that Roman is going to issue an open challenge to the Vision, demanding that he show his face and answer for his actions like a man. But will the Vision actually show up? That's the million-dollar question. Some backstage sources believe the Vision is going to continue playing mind games, attacking Roman's allies, dismantling the Bloodline piece by piece without ever giving Roman the direct confrontation he's desperately seeking. Others believe the Vision is going to walk straight into that ring, stare Roman Reigns in the eyes, and declare war in front of millions of people watching around the world. There's also speculation about potential allies for both sides in this conflict. Who's going to stand with Roman Reigns as he seeks revenge for what happened to Paul Heyman? Will we see former Bloodline members return to support the tribal chief? Could we potentially see legends coming out of retirement to help Roman in his darkest hour? And on the flip side, is the Vision working alone, or does he have powerful allies lurking in the shadows? Some people are theorizing that this attack was just the opening salvo in a much larger invasion storyline. What if the Vision is part of a new faction that's coming to WWE specifically to dethrone the Bloodline and take control of the company? The possibilities are endless, and that's why you need to stay subscribed to Wrestling Zone Insider because we're going to be covering every single development in this story as it unfolds. We have sources throughout WWE, from ring crew to executive producers, feeding us information that you won't find anywhere else on YouTube. Here's my final trivia question for this video, and this one's for the die-hard fans. Name 3 people who have managed to pin Roman Reigns clean in a singles match during his current run as tribal chief. If you can name all 3 correctly, you're an absolute wrestling encyclopedia, so flex your knowledge in those comments. Look, the bottom line is this: WWE has a massive problem on their hands right now. The Vision just crossed a line that nobody expected him to cross. Paul Heyman is injured, possibly seriously. Roman Reigns is furious and demanding blood. And WWE management is split down the middle about how to handle this entire situation. This storyline has the potential to be the biggest angle WWE has produced in years. We're talking Stone Cold versus Mr. McMahon levels of intensity. We're talking centimeter punk pipe bomb levels of controversy. This is the kind of wrestling content that makes people who stopped watching WWE suddenly pay attention again. So what do you think is going to happen next? Do you think the Vision bit off more than he can chew by attacking Paul Heyman? Do you think Roman Reigns is going to absolutely destroy the Vision when they finally meet face to face? Or do you think this is the beginning of a new era in WWE where the Bloodline's dominance finally comes to an end? Drop your predictions, your theories, your hottest takes in the comment section right now. And remember, if you want to stay ahead of every major WWE storyline, if you want insider information before anyone else gets it, if you want to be part of the most passionate wrestling community on YouTube, then smash that subscribe button, obliterate that like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single update here on Wrestling Zone Insider. We're bringing you the news, the rumors, the backstage drama, and the expert analysis that you deserve. The wrestling world just got turned completely upside down, and we're only getting started. This is Wrestling Zone Insider, and we'll see you in the next video where we'll have even more breaking news about this developing situation. Stay tuned.